Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you, baby. Nothing on you, baby. They might say hi,
check one,
and
check
I
two.
might say hey, but you shouldn't worry about what they say, 'cause they got nothing on you, baby. Yeah. Nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. I know you feel where I'm coming from, regardless of the things in my past that I've done. Most of it really was for the hell of the on a carousel, so around I spun with no direction, just trying to get some. Trying to chase skirts, living in the summer sun. And so I lost more than I had ever won. And honestly, I ended up with none. There's so much nonsense, it's on my conscience. I'm thinking maybe I should get it out. And I don't want to sound redundant, but I was wondering if something that you wanna know. But never mind that, we should let it go. Cause we don't wanna be a TV episode. And all the bad thoughts, just let them go. Go, go, go.
Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
Nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
They might say hi, and I might say hey, but you shouldn't worry about what they say, 'cause they got nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you.
Nothing on you.
Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Hands down, there will never be another one. I've been around and I never seen another one. Because your style ain't really got nothing on. And you out, you ain't got nothing on. Baby, you the whole package. Plus you pay your taxes. And you keep it real. The mother stay plastic. You're my Wonder Woman, call me Mr. Fantastic. Stop. Now think about it. I've been to London, I've been to Paris, even where there in Tokyo. Back home down in Georgia, to New Orleans, but you always did the show. And just like that, girl, you got me froze. Like a Nintendo 64. If you never knew, well, now you know. No.
Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you.
Nothing on you. Nothing on you.
Your body go with the wine, 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 wine. You smell good with the wine, 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 wine. You look nice with the wine, 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 wine. Are you time for take a wine, 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 wine? Raise your hand if you don't need a manager. You only need a man who can manage ya. A man who would feed the belly, go down in the jelly and full up with the stomach.
Where she from, I don't know. Rock she waist and go low. Pick up the place like a dojo. So what you say, what you say, what you say? Pretty girl, when you come my way. What you do, what you do, what you do? I must get through. Girl, roll up now, you show me that wine. Turn around, girl, don't be shy. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah. So girl, I love how the way you blow my mind. Hold me tight and bring down wine. Hello, 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 hello. Lord, are you ready? Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? You want give me that? No hold back. Wind it up, right there, front to the back. No long chat, just come to me. I'll give you that sweet type of love. Sweet type of love. Come give me that sweet type of love. Real type of love. Hold me, darling. Cause whole night we jabbing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Say she sweet like a mango. She play the thing like a banjo. Them other girl, them don't know how she clap the thing like a go-go. Lad. So what you say, what you say, what you say? Sexy girl, when you come my way. What you do, what you do, what you do? I must get through. Girl, roll up now, you show me that wine. Turn around, girl, don't be shy.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Yeah. So girl, I love how the way you blow my mind.
Dr. Ronnie Yearwood for St. James South, man.
Hello, 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 hello. Yeah.
You better believe it.
Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? You want give me that? No hold back. Wind it up, right there, front to the back. No long chat, just come to me. I'll give you that sweet type of love. Sweet type of love. Come give me that sweet type of love. Real type of love. Hold me, darling. Cause whole night we jamming.
All right, going to make this one the final selection before our first speaker of the night, Mr. Corie Cox.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yes, we going to kick off things official.
Thank you so much for having me in St. James. So tonight, good night, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you greetings from next door in St. Michael, Saintville, where we expect to come home as the next duly elected representative over there on behalf of the good people. I ask you tonight to ensure that beside me will be my fellow Alexandra colleague, Alexandra Secondary School colleague, Mr. Ronnie Yearwood. I ask you to go to the polls next week, ladies and gentlemen, from 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening, little man. It's true. And vote for Ronnie. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood. We need real politicians in this country. We need to stop faking moves. We need to stop with the political stunts. We need to stop with the broken promises. We need to stop picking and choosing. You go to a constituency with over 10,000 people and only a select few can eat, especially in a pandemic. Every mouth has to be fed in this life. Real talk. I've known Ronnie for about 30 years. As I said, we went to school together. We went through Barbados Youth Parliament together. And all Ronnie have ever wanted to do in life was to give service to people, was to be a voice on behalf of the voiceless. So it gives me the greatest of pleasure. Takes no effort whatsoever to come here and hop on this stage and endorse a good man. He's running for the first time. So he will explain to you guys what he intends to do when he is elected as your representative. The other lady masquerading around these premises as the representative, ask her what has she done. No lot of long talk. Ronnie has to talk because he no come. But she has been here. What has she done that merits re-election to the House of Assembly? Money background shouting not a thing. I know what he know about politics at this stage. I guess he may be the next politician coming from down here. So big respects to you. But this is serious politics that we're working with, ladies and gentlemen. I am not happy where Barbados is. You know what freaks me out right now? Is that while I canvass over there in St. Michael up to this morning, someone stopped me and said, boy, I can tell you the truth, Mr. Cox, I have voted for the BLP all my life. All the time I vote for them. But you see this guy down here? I can't do that. We got to get a change in this country. People want to force their own personal beliefs on you and I. And if you dare stand against it, you are the pariah. If you ask me, we ain't even supposed to go in the country no more. I come along with guidance, and I know these little youths out here want guidance too. We got to shape characters to build society. It is like nobody in this country ain't supposed to talk. Just go along with it. Only a few years ago, we were talking about saying no to bullying. And now we end up with a government run by a big bad bully. But they just run till night catch it, ladies and gentlemen. And night has don't fall upon us. They had their time. And we got ours now. This really at the end of the day ain't about This isn't even about the woman that probably met the papers once since she was in Parliament. And I see she on some social media video trying to play road tennis the other day. I figured she could do it, not even do it. Because don't come out in the Serengeti and pretend to be a part of it when you know you really have no kind of resemblance. You have no kind of, you do not resonate with it. So she's trying to play road tennis and playing it like it's cricket. A ball bouncing high, 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 and she's still missing it. I mean, if you can fake a move, you go fake good, but you can't fake a move and look stupid doing it. Trying to impress people. This is a serious election which is coming up upon us, ladies and gentlemen. And all you can see them doing up and down this place now is running around with a lot of little paper bags with flutes and balloons and tambourine balls in it and a lot of stupidness. Trying to catch a vote. But let these people know when they put a sweet talk and the toffees. Because when they get back in and they're going again for another 5 years, it is you that got to battle. We have so many people in this country unemployed. So many. Last year in 2021, people didn't even work. Especially those on the night circuit. Because the government induced lockdowns. But while we're in lockdowns, the big boys enjoying themselves. You can't even sanitize a mask up and have a bus crawl. But the tourists coming back in the naked cities may having bus tours and drinking rum punch. But then they're telling me that they care. But really care about who? There can't be 2 Barbados, ladies and gentlemen. There can't be 3. And that's why Barbados, that's why the Democratic Labour Party is beating this philosophy. 1 Barbados. Because what is good for the goose has to be good for the gander. Make sure you guys have representation come January the 19th. Vote for Dr. Ronnie. Yeah, he got all fancy titles for the name and all kind of things, you know. But he come along hard like me too. He is really a model of excellence. An example of where you can get to. This thing about politicians winning a seat and disappearing on people for 5 years, we got it down with that. I see a man up in me the other day getting out $100 vouchers all of a sudden. For 2 years, they wanted us to live off a one care package. 2 years, you know. One care package. That by day 3, it then passed through your exterior and going out. What next? They came and they said they raised the minimum wage. But what the minimum wage going up in the left hand? Gas going up. Water double. Light up and looking to go up again. These people front in this country and pretend that they care about people when essentially all they did was what they needed to do to win a government, but never actually thought about running a government and managing people. Under the last Democratic Labour Party administration, they built so many houses about here. So much, even contractors from the islands again were off for me, man. That's how much work we had. Now this government want 150 houses, and they go on China for them. So much carpenters and masons in this country, and we going all the way to China for 150 houses. So the masons and the tradesmen in this country don't deserve to work. But you know what they say to us? Don't worry. We will get to build the foundations. Is that what people really think of us? We only get enough to build the foundation. I say we must get up and demand more. We must demand what really belongs to us. The Caucasians always had it. The Indians are doing well. And congratulations to them, no hating on them. But we need systems in place, real fundamental systems that can bring about change for our black brothers and sisters. I know came from a funeral wake. A friend of mine shot in his head, passed away. There aren't any East Indians killing each other. There aren't Caucasians killing each other. People, we got to get up and we got to study what's really going on in this country. We need activities and opportunities for our young people. And I welcome this youth rally put on by Ronnie. So many youngsters up and on the road on motocross. Yeah, it can be an annoyance. I drive too. But don't condemn the youngsters for biking. Just like how there's a Garrison Savannah and there's a Bushy Park, we must not let the create a motocross park for young people to express their own talents and strengths. We have to get our young people on the international circuit. People in the cultural industry, we speak about culture and the value of culture and the benefits of it. I see my man Bard behind there. Bard must have count the amount of facts he do last year. Probably can't count because he probably ain't do none. The whole world is going on and we continue to say, oh, this is a COVID environment, so we can't do this and we can't do that. But every day we're getting a day older. Kids in online school and they're struggling. What programs has the Sandra woman put in place? Can everybody afford a private tutor to help the little kids get ready for the 11 plus? Okay. And that's where the economic gap between the rich and the poor continue to do like this, just drift wider and wider and wider apart. Who do we have to stand up in this country on behalf of the less fortunate and the vulnerable? I do not even take what I am saying to you guys tonight lightly. And you know why? Because you always hear this familiar rhetoric on political platforms. You would have heard it 5 years ago. 5 more years before that. 15 years ago. A lot of talk and nothing ain't really happening. I am proud to be one of those young, exciting, educated, talented candidates that the Democratic Labour Party has put out. Because we need some young people to represent some young people. And got parents and grandparents that they still love and care about. People can't even get a pension for Christmas. You know how frustrating it is? I have a friend of mine who works at a place, I don't want to call the names. She called me, she told me, they have not been paid for Christmas. This was Christmas, what day was Christmas again? That was a Wednesday, I think it was. She called me like the Friday and said to me that they weren't, it was a Saturday, when it was, no? It was a Saturday, okay. And she called me like the Monday or the Tuesday and she said they had not been paid. She has 3 kids. You can really begin to imagine not to be paid and you got Christmas staring you in the face in less than 4 days. Nothing. I went to the press the same time I brought the story. And that's how they ended up being paid. Because I stand fundamentally opposed to these kind of things when people give of their service for a whole month. And then you can come to them days before Christmas and tell them no pay. If you by yourself and you're hungry as hurt, but you see these little kids, you go out to feed the little picnics though. I got a little child, you can't keep her out of the fridge. But every month, we got consultants coming in here, $300,000. The other day we brought a guy from Germany to run the BTA. $250,000 and real perks. I say to you, ladies and gentlemen, when you all go out to vote, look, this election cannot have come too soon for me, you know. Me think that she jump us, but trust me, believe me when I tell you, only the Saturday before that, all of us were grouped in a strategy meeting. The Democratic Labour Party is prepared. Ronnie Yearwood is prepared to lead on behalf of St. James South. I assure you tonight, this is a COVID pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. When you all go there, the lines may seem longer than they actually are. There are less polling booths. You have to socially distanced, so the lines may look longer than they actually appear, than they actually are. Do not be dismayed, because they would like us to stay home. But all this dictatorship, despotic behavior, a transition to Republican status without consultation with anybody in Barbados. Oh no, she stopped in the middle of a term and called an election and saying that after the election, serious decisions have to be made. Well, I don't know about one, but you want to know what the serious decisions that got to be made before you vote. Ladies and gentlemen, the 19th of January, I ask all of you, go out and vote for Ronnie Yearwood. Go out and vote for Dr. Ronnie Yearwood. From 6 in the morning, ladies and gentlemen, St. James South, everyone in earshot of my voice, vote for Dr. Ronnie Yearwood. I thank all of you. If you got any friends and family in St. Michael Central, ask them to vote for Corie Cox. But for you all out now here, back my man Ronnie Yearwood. I love you. God bless.
Our next speaker for the night, Mr. Paul Gibson. Welcome to St. James South, sir.
Always tomorrow. Lean on me.
Woo! Come on.
We are not strong. And I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. Lean on me. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
You can lean on Ronnie Yearwood, Dr. Ronnie Yearwood. That song was about that tonight. Good night, ladies and gentlemen of this wonderful community of Haynesville. How you doing? How you doing? Listen, man, I am so excited. I'm feeling a nice vibe coming from among you tonight, right here in Haynesville. I just came to make sure I add my voice to all that is happening here tonight, because I'm excited about what is going on in the St. James South community. I am so happy that Ronnie Yearwood is the man that has been selected to serve you right here in Haynesville. And I'll tell you something. Ronnie has been fighting on the behalf of the people of Barbados, not just you, but for nationally, at a national level. He's been trying to make sure that your rights are not being violated. Everybody say violate. Violate. Violation is what the Barbados Labour Party has been doing to a lot of our rights. You know, they changed the Constitution and then asked nobody. They wanted gay rights and so on in the country. They ain't asked nobody. They're trying to legalize it, and they ain't what? Ask nobody. I cannot understand what is going on. Is this a dictatorship? It's a disgrace, according to my friend right here. It's just a disgrace. And let me tell you something.
we have to be very careful about the little picnic, the little children we see running around here. This is Barbados. This is your country as well. And it is not about the people from outside of Barbados alone. Barbados is for what? Bajans. For residents as well. But we have to make sure that you maintain your share. I realize that they tried to move Gabby off a beach on Saturday up the road in Christchurch. Because Gabby has not stopped saying that Da Beach is yours. He has not stopped singing his song. Because we have to make sure that your children get Piece of the Rock. And I'm telling you this, Ronnie Yearwood will continue to fight for you. And tonight, the reason why I'm here is because I want to get into your minds and remind you where we came from. I want to give you a story of something that happened yesterday. I was in my constituency of St. James Central, and I had the privilege of speaking to an elderly lady. She was 81 or 82 years old. And she was telling me about how hard she worked. Well, first of all, she was telling me about her heart and the fact that she had to get a pacemaker put in tomorrow, to be exact. I said, a pacemaker? She said, yes. I said, why are you having a pacemaker put in? She said, listen to me, son. I have worked so hard in my life. She said, you see this knee here? I got band up, and up. You know how the old people talk and night up. She said, this knee became like this because I used to cut cane. And I used to put the cane on my head. And I used to throw it into the back of the truck at 21 years old. I said, wow, that is some hard work. Are you a hard working woman? She said, yes, son. She said, you know what else I used to do? I used to walk from the bottom of Sandy Lane with water on my head to care for the workers. All the way up Sandy Lane. And I used to get paid $1 a day for walking all the way up Sandy Lane with water and walking back down and doing that for the entire day. And I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all may laugh at me, right? A teardrop came out of my eye. I said, look at this strong old lady. And I realized how hard she worked. And her son, a big man now, you know. She was able to feed them and to take care of them. But she worked hard. And you know what she reminded me of? She reminded me of many of the women that live in Haynesville. Right or wrong? Women go out and the men go out. And they work hard to come home and bring in food, to pay the bills. And when Christmas comes, they won't be able to give something to the kids. But a lot of Barbadians are working hard. But my concern is this, my friends from Haynesville. The ability to earn money is being taken away from you in a way that you've never seen before under this Barbados Labour Party. People are losing their jobs. The middle class is disappearing. There are hungry children all around. For 2 years, the little kids could not even read and write properly because the educational system is just totally fractured. I have the mothers pulling their hair out. The electricity goes off so you can't use the internet, so the kid can't get into school. And if you got internet, you can't get in the classroom. But this government says that is a caring government. They care for themselves, according to my friend. But you know what is of a concern to me? On the other side, I told you about this 81-year-old lady that works so hard. But you know what makes me disgusted? You know what makes me concerned? Somebody in the government actually signed a piece of paper to approve a vaccine deal that would have given somebody some money, some crazy, crazy money. And only because of a court case in Florida were we able to become aware of that. And you know what scares me? I wonder how many other cases are like that. I'm wondering how many other situations are like that we don't know about. And it frightened me, I'm telling you. I'll tell you why it scared me. Because, and I want you to listen very carefully to what I have to say next, because you must tell everybody about this. The curtain was pulled. The secret is out. The secret is out. I know everybody likes secrets. $3 was the cost of a vaccine. $3 US. Right? They were going to buy that $3 vaccine. And you know how much they were going to sell you, the taxpayer, for? Do you know how much they were going to sell you, the taxpayer, for? A $3 vaccine was going to cost $24 US. 24 US dollars, $3. Isn't that lunacy? Isn't that madness? And to make it worse, I'll tell you this. They were going to make a profit, had that gone through, of $12.5 million US dollars for one man. I want that to sink in. $12.5 million. Now, the reason why I told you about the old lady who had to walk up the hill and only got paid $1 is that the nonsense that is going on in the government, the nonsense that is going on, they're talking about Wild Wild West. There's no Wild Wild West in vaccines. It's one of the most regulated industries in the whole world. But they wanted to give somebody a big profit, you see. And the point is that the people in Haynesville are people of value, and they mean something. You could take that $12.5 million. You could imagine what you could do in Haynesville with $12.5 million. Listen to me. If I gave all y'all $12.5 million US dollars, man, let me tell you something. I know that this place will be like Sandy Lane. You know why? Because you all know how to spend money. You all know how hard it is to earn money. But one man is going to get that kind of profit had that deal gone through. And the point is that this government is giving the same man the airport to repave, the private airjet strip at the airport. He built Port 5. He built the Barbados Port Authority building. He got the other half of Corvally for 99 years. One man, the same person. He bought ventilators for Harrison's Point, the same fella. And he's going to get $12.5 million US in profit. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And I'm going to tell you something. There are people that represent you right here in this constituency sitting in that parliament and are allowing this to happen and not saying enough is enough. Somebody must call them out. Somebody must say it is wrong because it is wrong. Somebody must say, no, do not do this to us as Barbadians. It is unfair. And then they're going to push up the bus fare. And then they're going to increase your water bill by 115%. Increase your water bill by 115%. But you're not connected to the sewer plant. Huh? Push up your light bill. When you go to the supermarket, you used to have a full trolley. Now the trolley down to a quarter. They're selling you pigeons at $27. I call them pigeons because they can't be chickens and so small. $27 for chicken. Container corned beef is $6.50. What is happening? What is going on? Somebody needs to stop this train and tell the Barbados Labour Party that we cannot continue like this, that enough is enough. I want to say to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that Dr. Ronnie Yearwood is your representative. I want to get into your headspace tonight. I want to clear the air and clear the furniture. I want you to stop. I want you to pause. I want you to pray. And I want you to ask yourself if we can continue to have a government running the country like this. Yes or no? I can't hear you. Yes or no? Listen to me carefully. This is a watershed moment. for this community. You have this election in your hands. And let me tell you something. People talk about buying votes and buying votes. This election is not about buying no votes. Right? What the Democratic Labour Party want to do is to address the water bill and put $450 back in your pocket every month off the water bill by changing the structure that it has right now. We want to lower the gas rate by 20 cents per litre so that those that are driving cars can have more money in their pockets that way. We want to take the freight and make sure that you're not paying freight twice, freight from source overseas and freight at the port, and put money back in your pockets. You see, there's a way to get money, but if we are not the government, we can't do it. Because what this government is doing is borrowing $2.6 billion from IMF money, which all your grandchildren got to pay back because they're going to pay in 10 to 15 years. $2.6 billion that your picnic, your young grandchildren have to pay back. And then they're taxing at the same time. So they're giving you a heavy debt, a heavy burden to carry. And they're sucking salt, they'll have you sucking salt with the taxes. The only person that will help you turn this around is Dr. Ronnie Yearwood by you voting for him next week Wednesday. When did I say? Next week Wednesday. What is happening next week Wednesday? Voting. What is happening on next week Wednesday? We are voting next week Wednesday because it is election day. And on that day, I want you to vote for your family. It is a family vote that you're voting for. This is a very different election. Don't forget 2018. That was an aberration. This one here, ladies and gentlemen, this one here, you see this one here got to be different. The Westminster system was never made to have 30 people in Parliament unfairing you so. They're not supposed to unfair you. They're unfairing you. Mia is treating you like an abusive husband. He loved me, but he beat him. He loved me. But love you what? He don't love you. Good husbands do not beat their wives, man. That is abuse. Am I clear? So don't take it from her. Don't accept it from her. I'm telling you. Because I want to appreciate that we cannot have a government treating our families and our households like this. Something wrong with it. They know that what they're doing is draconian. They know what they're doing is heavy. They know what they're doing is hard on the people. They know what they're doing is causing people to suffer and suck salt. They know that the children are not learning. They know the bus fare is too high. They know the water bill is too high. And still they keep asking for more and borrowing more and borrowing more and doing nothing with it. They're doing nothing with it. Now I'll tell you something. Ladies and gentlemen, you wonderful people of Haynesville, I have no problem with people cleaning up ash, okay? Because you need to earn money. There's a place for that. It's called maintenance. What cleaning ash is maintenance of the country. But you know what? We need more than maintenance. You need to be able to create new industries. You need to be able to create new opportunities so that the young men in this community can retool their brains and grab the opportunities that are out there. Listen, there are opportunities that can be created. But the Barbados Labour Party, they don't have the imagination to do it. You know what I'm so proud about tonight? You know what fills my heart with joy tonight and makes me sleep good at night? That the Democratic Labour Party, through Ronnie Yearwood and our leaders and our fantastic group of candidates, has sat down and hammered out plans for you and your children. We are so proud that when the election bell was rung, they thought they had us off guard, and we even presented our 30 candidates before they did. It shocked them. We were ready. Our manifesto, ready. Our policies, ready. We were what? Ready. Can't hear you. We were what? Ready. Ready. The Democratic Labour Party was ready. Man, my heart was so full. I felt so sweet. I said, wow, look at all the hard work and we did as a party to make ourselves ready for the future. And you know what we did in building and making ourselves ready? We put a little child in the corner and a grandmother in the other corner so that we can see the vulnerable and who we are taking care of. We say we have to make sure that our grandmother, her health is paid for, that the pension is enough. We have to make sure that child can get her vaccines. We have to make sure that the pressure and the sugar not killing granny, that we must still be able to afford the medication. This is what we as a loving Democratic Party has done. And I'm going to tell you something. Dr. Ronnie Yearwood, when you elect him on January 19th, which is next week, Wednesday, I'm going to tell you, we will take these lovely plans that we have put together for you, the people of Haynesville. We will take these plans and we will make sure we execute them so that you can ease some pressure off your shoulders. We're going to ease some pressure off your shoulders because enough is enough. Enough is enough. So I want you to shout something for me. I want to hear Ronnie Yearwood's name shout loud at the count of 3. I want you to say, Ronnie! 1, 2, 3. Ronnie! I can do that one more time, but I want you to shout even louder. 1, 2, 3. Ronnie! Vote for Dr. Ronnie Yearwood on next week, Wednesday. I want to give yourselves a round of applause. You're a fantastic audience. You're amazing. And let me tell you something. May God bless Haynesville. May God bless you and bless your family in 2022. God bless you and good night. Love you all bad. God bless you.
make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Well, send them your heart so they know that someone cares and their lives will be stronger and free. As God has shown us by turning stone to bread. And so we all must lend a helping hand. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. Oh, there's a choice we're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. When you're down and out, and there seems no hope at all. But if you just believe, there's nowhere we can fall. Well, let's realize, oh, that a change gonna come when we stand together as one. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's no choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. To make a better day, just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're saving our own lives. It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children.
Yeah, man.
We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Dr. Ronnie Yearwood for St. James South.
It's true, we make a better day. Just you and me. Oh, let me hear you. We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. Let's start giving. There's a choice we make.
Up next, we have our next speaker for the night, former chairman of the branch, Mr. Sylvester Ford. Good night to you, sir.
We are the world. We are the world. We are the children. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Residents of Haynesville, surrounding districts, members of the Democratic Labour Party, citizens of Barbados, greetings to you all. A very good evening. Truth be told, I didn't really come here this evening to speak. But I have to say something. We are in a situation where it is necessary to save Barbados, this country which we love, from totalitarianism and dictatorship. That is why I have decided that I will spend a few minutes with you. You see, we have been accustomed to being a multi-party democracy. In the last election, Barbadians voted, as is our right, to create a one-party state. Now, if you were to look across history, there are very, very, very few societies which have benefited meaningfully from being under that kind of authoritarian rule. Barbados has been looked up to in the Caribbean, the English-speaking Caribbean, the rest of the Caribbean, and indeed across the world, as being a beacon of democracy in the past. Today, I feel painful, seriously pained, to say that we have become the laughing stock of our brothers and sisters in the Caribbean because of the route which we have taken to determining and executing our leadership in the political arena. We have an opportunity, unexpected as it was, and still is, to turn that around. And that is why, on the 19th of January, next week, Wednesday, you have an obligation. It is a right to, let me remind you, it is a right. And it is a right which you need to guard and guard very carefully to determine that this country will revert to being a democracy and not an authoritarian state. I want you, therefore, and I'm saying it up front, to go out and support the candidate of your choice, but I want you to bear in mind, in doing so, that it is about the future of your children, the future of your grandchildren, the future of your great-grandchildren, which ought to determine where you put your X. You see, we have, within the last few years, fallen into a morass which suggests that the future for our children, our grandchildren, and our great-grandchildren is not particularly bright, where we would have been thinking that they would have been able to go forward. It seems that we are on the backward pedal. Seems that we are on a path which would take us back to the days of slavery, and worse. Remember our forefathers who fought and fought diligently, fought hard. Some of them even lost their lives to ensure that we could become a free country, a free society. But now we have to ask ourselves very, very seriously whether all of those gains are being reversed. And if you have come to the conclusion that they are being reversed, then I would suggest to you, you have an option which you should consider, and that is turning it around. And you can only turn it around if you determine that you are going to place your ex in this constituency against the name of Dr. Ronnie Yearwood. But I will go further. I want to suggest to you that you need to examine very, very carefully the candidates who are presented to you in each and every constituency and do the same thing. I want to suggest that you look very carefully at people who want to offer themselves to you as leaders of this country, not because they really believe that they have a contribution to make other than to themselves. We have seen that in the present. We have seen it in the past. And we, in the past, were able to choose those leaders, the Errol Barrows, the Lloyd Erskine Sandyfords. I would even say Tom Adams is too. I have no difficulty with that. Who sought to make a meaningful contribution to the progress and development of this country. I don't think that we can say the same of the current crop of people who pretend to want to contribute to this development. They're self-serving. They are not caring of the average citizen of this country. They seek to reach out to people who they believe are not capable of thinking for themselves, but we all are capable of thinking for ourselves. So that is what we need to do, to think for ourselves and determine where we want to go. And I want to say to you that where we want to go cannot be the kind of country that Russia is. We cannot want to be the kind of a country that a North Korea is. We cannot want to be the country that a China is. We want to be a free and fair democracy. We have been that ever since the 30th of November 1966. Indeed, I dare say that we have been that before 1966. So 1966, in a sense, was the culmination of a lot of work, hard work, which had been done by your grandparents, or great-grandparents, and our great-grandparents. And if in the year 2022, we are going to take all of their blood and all of their sweat and all of their tears and turn it around and go back to where we were in those days, I say there has to be something wrong with us, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I am confident that we understand and understand very clearly where we are at and where we are headed if we do not turn around the elements of despotism, dictatorship, totalitarianism, and that sort of thing which now pervades this country. We have been told, we were told a little under 4 years ago that we had the worst government in this place, that everything was wrong. I ask you to examine for yourselves. I'm not telling you. I'm asking you to examine for yourselves what has taken place within the last 3.5 to 4 years in Barbados, which would suggest to you that we have been better managed than we have been in the past. That we have seen policies which will take this country forward. That we have seen meaningful development in this place. Let me tell you something. You don't want to send your child to school to come and clean our roads. And that's short term. That is short term. After the election, what are they going to do? We educate our children to be able to better themselves. And that is what we want to continue in this society. We are not going back. We have to go forward. But you're lucky because we got people who got degrees and can't get a job. Okay then. So y'all understand what I'm talking about. Y'all understand what I'm talking about. We need to put this country back on the road to meaningful development. And I wish to suggest to you that part of that process has to be returning Dr. Ronnie Yearwood to a seat for St. James South in the House of Assembly when you go to the polls on January 19th, 2022, and talk to people you know in the other constituencies too, and ask them to do the same things. All right? Amen. Amen. You guys understand. So I don't have to say much more. Thank you for listening to me for the last couple of minutes. I wish you all well. And I am only asking that when you go to the polls on January 19th, 2022, you give your overwhelming support to Dr. Ronnie Yearwood. Thank you.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. And this place is much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place, you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and what we need to survive. Together alive, ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on the piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why don't we? Every ivory living in perfect harmony. Every ivory. We all know that people are the same wherever you go. There is good and bad in everyone.
Vote for Ronnie Yearwood on election day, because Ronnie is the man that will get it done, get it done. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood to represent St. James South. Ronnie Yearwood make things better for everyone. Empowering the people is the only way. Your vote is important, you deserve the best representation. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood, cause it's time to make a change. January 19th, the day to get it done. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood on election day.
Good night, St. James South. Good night, Haynesville. How are you doing? I want to start by saying it's an honor to be the candidate for the Democratic Labour Party for St. James South, and it will be my honor to serve you. It has also been my honor to have been serving you over the last couple of months, 6 to 12 months. The only reason that I am here is because I love my country. I want the party that I am part of to serve the country that I love. I am here because we will serve you. We will work for you. We will fight for your issues. There's only one reason that I've come into public life, and that is service. Because there's no fortune, there's no fame, there's hard work. And that is what this job entails. And that is why we are here, to work together for the benefit of this community and for St. James South. Monday, I threw out a challenge to Mayor Montley, and I want to address it. Because I've said on this campaign, this is about new politics. It is not about personalities. It is not about Mayor Montley. It's about you. It's always been about you. But if you interfere with me, I have to defend myself. Well, I ain't know about getting on bad, but I got to defend myself. So, I understand that the Mayor Montley said that she never offered me a Senate pick. That's true. But there's a lie in it. Because she knows that I was never referring to her about offering any Senate pick. She was being disingenuous, dishonest. And I want to run the clip now, because I'm going to address it.
That one, Jerome, you talk about him, but I already talked about him. I don't know if it's true, but I hear today he said that he was offered a Senate pick. The last time I checked, the only three people that could offer you a Senate pick, I don't know if Joe Asley offered you one. I don't know whether the president as Governor General offered you one, but I know that the person born on the 1st of October 1965, named Mia Amor Motley, never offered Ronnie Yearwood no Senate pick in this country. And I will only say to the men in Haynesville who understand the importance of loyalty and respect, that when you have a man who all of a sudden is not only not loyal, but now going to tell you something that I know for certain, that I never offered him no Senate pick in this country. I ask you, what image of yourself are you trying to construct? What image of yourself?
Say, here comes trouble, here comes the danger, sent by the Savior, welcome Rasta youth.
So let me get down to the issue. Let me tell you what happened. So I was on Brass Stats, right? And me and Motley's friend, Kay McConney, we wiped the floor with she. She got upset the next day. She got talking about how I said that she offered me a Senate pick. I never said me and Motley offered me the Senate pick. First thing, let me tell you something, right? Me and Motley, you're listening. I want you to hear this. I was not a member of your cabinet. And I never will be, and I don't want it. I don't want nothing from me and Motley, because she just talk about you. She is disingenuous. How you could get up and lie? You know that I wasn't talking about you. In fact, I never said who it was. You fast. Nobody ain't called you. Keep my name out your mouth. And if you're going to put it in, it is Dr. Ronnie Rochelle, Fernando Yearwood. Me and you ain't the friends. And let me tell you something else, right? Because she feels she bad. But I tell people, when you grow up in the country, right? And I always got to remind people where you grow up. And when you grow up with running water and you grow up with a pit toilet, you really think that you're fighting for somebody? You really think that any man or woman that I am afraid that they can harm me? No. I am not one of the members of her cabinet that she can shout down to and boss around. I can't tell she nothing. Y'all, wait, let me get serious here. Y'all saw the clip when they went to pay the money, right? And she had to count them out the bus because she had to make sure that they get hooked one by one. And it was like, come, one. Them is big men and women. You see that? You see the DLP members get counted over a bus? We know how to get there. So let me send a message to Mayor Motley. I'm calling you on the phone, then use Mayor Motley. Let me send a message to you. Leave Ronnie Rochelle Fernando, born on the 23rd of June, 1979, alone. Because this election is not about you. Why you always gonna make things about you? You're so fast. I said I was offered a Senate pick. I never said Mayor Motley offered me a Senate pick. And if she had, I would not have taken it. You know why? Because you need to have respect, and you cannot be bought. So when she talks about the men in Haynesville and loyalty, let me tell you something about loyalty. You can't tell me what image to construct of myself. I am not a member of your cabinet. I am not a member of your family. Don't talk to me about loyalty. I owe you nothing. And I will never owe you anything. I am loyal to my friends. Ask her why her friends left her. Why they keep deserting one by one. There's a reason they're doing it. So when you talk about loyalty and image, I know what my image is. I know what loyalty is. I am Ronnie Yearwood. Father, son, friend, lawyer, lecturer, community activist, youth worker. And most of all, I am here for you, the people of this community. I was here when, in fact, let me start the action now. Right? Let me start with policy and politics here. I am not the member of parliament for St. James South as yet. And for the last 6 to 12 months, we have been working hard on projects in this community. There's free Wi-Fi around this entire community center, this little community center here. Because that is what we did. And I say we, not me, because it's all of us together. That's what we did. I don't want my name put no projects. I come into the community and I will help to build what exists here. I don't need to pull down something to erect it because it's the glory of Ronnie Yearwood. It's not about me, it's about you. And it would always be about you. I am here to add value. That is what it's about. You know, just a little side, when the internet was dropping out, when Kay McConney was on the radio, maybe she should have come down to Haynesville and get some free internet down here. Because it seems that they can't get internet. She house in St. Philip, so maybe next time y'all can loan her a little bit down here. We have worked on that project. We worked with other people to put a Learn to Swim program in here. We were going to do other educational programs. We've done support programs for persons. We've done our Christmas program. We have done things in this community that a member of parliament should be doing because we care. And you know, I am the first to accept that the Democratic Labour Party has not always gotten it right. I get that. And over the years, we've all taken our lashes. Some of them deserved, some of them not deserved. I get that. But I am here to tell you that we have never left you. We have always been here for you, and we will never leave you. I have a record in St. James South, in Haynesville, in these communities that I can stand on. And I'm not the member of parliament. That should tell you something. That should tell you that I care and I'm committed. And that should tell you the kind of politics that I am trying to practice. I am trying to practice the politics that empowers you. I don't want you to be begging no politician, because that is not the way to live a dignified life. You should not have to beg politicians or anybody or any government agency in this country for help. Because you're a citizen of this country and it should be offered to you. We talk about creating a new democracy. We talk about a republic. Utter rubbish. Do you know why? Because it is not happening. The people of this community cannot get title deeds after they were promised them in 2018. They cannot do anything to their houses. They cannot get mortgages to do them. And you're going to take the houses that they've lived in for decades and decades and generations and give them to them in a broken down state. Is that dignified living? No. We can do better than that. And the Democratic Labour Party government will have to do better than that. And I will promise you, I will fight inside that party, outside that party, in the world. I will fight for you. It doesn't matter. If I have to stare on my own, that is what I will do, because I will be a representative for you. As I've walked around this community, there are a lot of issues. Open wells, overgrown bush, no street lights. These are not things that should be issues in 2022. Potholes. These are not things that you should have to worry about. These are basic things that any representative of our government should fix. And if they cannot fix them, they should not be your representative. I'm not here to talk about the record of the current representative, because there's not much of a record to talk about in the first place. Because I'm going to talk about what we can build together. Because when you vote for the future. You vote for change. You vote for opportunities. You vote for a representative that will try to empower you. You vote for a representative that will treat you with dignity and respect. That is correct. You vote for a representative that will not institute a care package program and pass the House because it's a DLP House. And that's supposed to be a caring government? How is that right in 2022? How are we still practicing that kind of politics in this country? When I say new politics, I mean a new politics. And we must make it to mean something because it has to be about you. It has to be about the development of you and your children and future and the wealth of them. So, some of the things that I want to do in this community, in fact, I've done a lot of things, I've gone through them. But some of the other things I want to do, I want to institute a St. James South Action Task Force made up of representatives all across this community, because we have to address the issues that this community faces together. And we can do them. Your kids have been off for school for almost 2.5 years. Where was the representative? We came and we did the free Wi-Fi program because we wanted to help. There's no other reason. Some of you may not vote for me, but that does not matter. Because at the end of the day, you are a citizen, you are a member of this constituency, and you should benefit from the things of this constituency. We are not here to play in the petty politics and the games. If something good is happening in Haynesville, it must happen to all the people of Haynesville. Because when the sun shines, it does not shine on one, it shines on all. And when the rain falls, it falls on all of us. Every single rooftop. So we have to build together. We have to create better together. And that is what I want to do. That is what this has to be about. It has to be about you. This action, the vision that I have for St. James South, the vision that I have for Barbados, is built on one about empowerment. Because I believe that you have to be able to make decisions that are good for your life. It is not about the government directing and telling you what to do. You need the power, you need the resources, and you need the ability to make the decisions that are good for you and are about you and about your families. And I am here because I care about the young people of this community. I care about the elderly in this community. I care about this community. There is no other reason to be here other than that. We are here because we want to do better by you. And you deserve better representation. You deserve proper and rare representation that can get it done. We have shown you that we can do things in this community. We have shown you that it's not about handouts, it is about hand-ups. And we do not require some random blind loyalty from you. If you meet me and you think I'm doing something wrong, and you say, Ronnie, but I'm working, and you got to give me a few words, that is okay. Because I don't expect you to blindly follow me. I want you to question me. I want you to share with me and say, that does not make sense, Ronnie. How about trying it this way? And that is what community development is about. Because we will listen to you. We will hear you. And we will build the programs and the policies that will work for you. I've talked about some of them. On a national platform, we were talking about universal basic income because the idea is to put money in your pockets. The idea is to reform our welfare system so you don't have to beg governments and politicians for anything. In this day and age, you should not have to beg someone to pay a light bill or for gas or for food or for bus fare. That is wrong. It is morally wrong. It is not justifiable in 2022 in Barbados. This community deserves better. All the communities across Barbados deserve better. And you deserve a chance to realize your dreams, your goals, supported by a government that cares about you. And that is what this Democratic Labour Party is about. That is what these new slate of candidates are trying to bring for you. I'm not saying any of this is going to be easy. I'm not promising you the world. I'm not promising you the moon. All I'm asking you for is to give us a chance to continue the work that we are already doing. Continue the work that I've already started. I'm asking you to give yourself a chance to walk in the sun again. I wanna look at something here. I'm gonna look at it on my phone because I don't want nobody to say that I lied on them. Me and Molly already tried to call me a liar. I don't want nobody to do it twice. So these are the accomplishments of the current member of parliament. Bear with me. And it takes a special kind of personality to put these in a manifesto. I have distributed 30 road tennis rackets. I have, but that's what it said. It said just 30. I am just reading from the manifesto here. I have assisted several with welfare and other personal issues. Minor repairs effected in Haynesville. Well, secured vaccination and testing centers for Halls Village, Haynesville, and Torps. Office coordinated ash cleanup. So, listen to this as an accomplishment. Fogging. So, you as a representative, a member of Parliament of Barbados, and your major accomplishment as a member of Parliament is fogging. I don't even... So I understand a few days ago, me and Motley ran down here because the night before we were at Northeast having some drinks. And the next day, me and Motley was down here. She heard about that. Holding Sandra's hand. Because obviously she needs her hand to be held. But I am telling you, I don't need anyone to hold my hand because we get the job done. Get it done. I want to end on a personal note. Hold it down. Give me 5. Hold it down. Hold it down. Hold it. I want to end on a personal note because I think it's important that you understand who I am, why I'm in politics, and what drives me. For a lot of my life has been about service. I started in Youth Parliament, the Barbados Youth Development Council, and the only reason, as I said at the beginning, that I'm here is because I believe better days lie ahead of our country. I believe that if we don't do something now, if my generation does not step up, that there will be no country left. And it is time that we do something about it. And I challenge all the young people around here to join us. I am not just running as a member of Parliament for St. James South and the candidacy of this constituency and your representative. I am running because I believe in Barbados and I believe in you, and I want you to join this as a movement. I want you to come with me because we can walk in the sun. I want you to be part of this. I want us to share in this country and take ownership of this country because it is ours. I want you to be economically independent, and I want the Democratic Labour Party to be part of that project. I want us to finish the job that we started in the 1960s with political independence. And I'm asking you to join me. I'm not just asking you to vote for me, because when you vote for me, I will still be there after the vote, because this is a movement. This is not just about January the 19th. This is about after January the 19th and what we will do together. And I want you to be part of that. We can share in that together. I am not here to ask to the vote and then I will leave you. I will not leave you. In fact, I have not left you yet. So you can believe me when I say I am on your side. You can believe me when I say the Democratic Labour Party is on your side. You can believe me when I say I stand for change. You can believe me when I say I will defend and fight for you. Because it's what I am made of. It is who I am. May Motley, you ask what image I am trying to construct of myself? I am already a fully formed image. Go and ask your cabinet what image they construct of themselves. I know who I am. I am here for you. I've always been here for you. I've always been here for this country. Never have I left it. Even when I wasn't here, I was always here. Because I carry it in my heart and I carry it in my soul. I love this country. And I want to represent it and I believe in it. And I will stand up for it all the time. And I ask you, join me on January the 19th. But join me after. Because there's much work to be done and we can do this together. Whether it's fighting for your title deeds, whether it's dealing with open wells, whether it's additional homework programs, whether it's the community center that we'll fight for, whether it's the debushing programs, whether it's cleaning up the landscape of this area, because you deserve dignified lives. You deserve joy.
Who goes certificates give them a job?
Technician, that did right. Let the boss stop. Let me hear the boss. Let me hear the boss. Plug back in.
No.
Plug back in. Plug back in. Let me hear the boss. Now what's going on? Plug in the boss. Let me hear the boss talking. Technician, get to work. Get to work. Get to work, technician.
Hold on.
Hello?
Speak again, boss. Speak. We can still hear you. We can hear you.
I want you to understand, and I want you to believe. Hold it down a bit.
Hello. Hold it down.
And I want you to understand, I want you to believe that we are here for you. I am not going to leave you, and I'm asking you seriously to come join our movement, come to our campaign house, volunteer and be part of something new. Because it is time that you get up and represent your country. It is time that you join this country. Enough. We snipe from the corners, we complain, but I want you to be part of this because I want to be your champion. But every champion needs support, and I'm asking for your support. I'm asking you to be with me as we try to do the things that are right by you. And this is not only about Haynesville and St. James South, this is also about Barbados.
All right.
Because this party that I'm part of, I want it to represent all Barbadians. I want you to know that we are on your side. I want you to believe that we're on your side. And we have the programs and the policies, and that we're here to empower you. We're not here to give you handouts. We're here to give you hand-ups. We're here because we care about your children. We want them to go back to school. We want them to have proper education. And we want to develop economic policies, and we want to create new jobs for you. This is not just about ash cleanups or cutting grass, because we believe that you deserve better. Communities like this, all over Barbados, in fact everywhere, produce people that deserve better. And when I first decided to come into politics in this way, as easy as the decision was, this was a hard decision. Because offering yourself to public service means that you have literally offered also your entire family, because they have to come along with you with this journey. And therefore, taking steps like this are serious. And I want you to know this is not some kind of game for me. This is serious work. And I plan to offer myself for you after January the 19th and to represent your interests. And I ask you to go out on January the 19th and vote for me. And I ask you to vote for the Democratic Labour Party. Vote for your future. The future does not happen by accident. It happens by design. You can be part of the change that you want. So come January the 19th, give the future a chance. Give our generation a chance to take leadership of this country and to help build these communities. So, I'm just going to wrap up. I just want to thank you. Over the last 6 months, 6 to 12 months, as I've traversed this community, I've met many of you. You've let me into your hearts and your homes, and I thank you for that. And I hope to continue to meet the rest of you as we canvass this community in the next few days. And I look forward to meeting the rest of you this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. And I ask you on January the 19th to vote for the future and vote for change.
Vote for Ronnie Yearwood on election day, because Ronnie is the man that will get it done, get it done. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood to represent St. James South. Ronnie Yearwood make things better for everyone. Empowering the people is the only way. Your vote is important, you deserve the best representation. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood, cause it's time to make a change. January 19th, the day to get it done. Vote for Ronnie Yearwood on election day.
Plenty away, my crown on the